Those of you who know me know I'm a gun buff. I like guns of all different sorts. I recently did a video on building an AR-15 from scratch, and if you haven't checked that out, you might take a look for it. So my newest addition is an H&K VP9. Now, I carry a number of HKs. In fact, it's my daily carry weapon. I've got a VP30, I've got a P2000, I've got a subcompact P2000. I really like the H&K products. In particular, I like the way they feel in the hand. They have a great grip, they're very, very reliable, as are a lot of other guns, Glock and many others, you can name them. Modern pistols are much more reliable than the older ones were, and I don't know that it really matters so much which version you pick, which particular manufacturer, as long as you get a good reliable pistol that's accurate enough for you. So in this case, I've got a VP9, and I bought the one that has the option for that's optics ready, if you will. Let me go ahead and safety check this real quick. Yeah, so I bought the one that's optics ready, and you have to buy a little plate that goes in here, an RMR adapter plate that you mount to the weapon, and then you mount the optic onto that plate. And it creates a real nice user interface, you know, puts a little holographic red dot for you to shoot from. I really like it. I've just been playing around with it for the last couple of days. I haven't even got it out to the range just yet. But it's a beautiful pistol. I think the optic's going to be great. Now, I realize this SRO optic, this is a Trijicon SRO, is not quite as durable as some of the other ones, like the traditional RMRs. But I really like the large sight picture with it. And you know, I'm getting older. It's nice to have a nice sight picture. And I am going to try and carry this on a daily basis as just sort of a daily carry. And we'll see how that goes. It's a little bit large for some carry pistols, especially with the optic on it, but I think I can make it work. I've certainly carried larger guns before and managed to do so. So what I was faced with was finding a holster that would allow me to carry that effectively. And I just wanted to show you what I came up with. And I used to always carry Raven concealment holsters, but I couldn't get one for the VP9 because they just don't make those custom outside the waistband holsters anymore. So I did a search and I took a look at what all was out there, and there's a whole bunch of different holsters. And depending on whose YouTube channel you watch, you know, this is the best one that's ever been made. I'm a pretty simple guy. I like something that's comfortable, that has a nice positive retention, and that I can wear all day without it bothering me. So I came up with a couple of options from a company called Vedder Holsters. And I know a lot of people know Vedder. I didn't know them. I have never had one of their holsters before. But I went ahead and ordered them. I didn't ask them for a product to sample. I wanted to get something that I could use myself and not provide any kind of a biased review. I just wanted it to be very neutral. But what I found was, first of all, they're packaged really nice. They come in these nice pouches. I ordered both an outside the waistband holster, which is very similar to what I have from Raven Concealment. This is a holster like so. And I ordered it with the interchangeable belt loops here. It comes with the standard belt loops, and then there's these other belt loops you can get, which bring it a little closer to the body. And so I like that. It's certainly nice, thick Kydex. And what I found is that when you take the VP9 and you put it in this Vedder holster, it has a really positive retention, very positive click. Now, no way that's coming out of there. So if you like a really strong retention, I think this Vedder holster is a great option. It's cut for this optic, so there's no interference whatsoever. The optic doesn't hit the Kydex at all, which I like. So this is great. It's really fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and try it on so that you can see what it looks like when you actually put it on. Okay, so this is the Vedder outside the waistband holster. Now, I like a straight draw. I don't like a tilt or a cant to the holster. So I had to order that special, but I like to, I've always gotten used to just drawing straight and presenting the weapon as opposed to having it leaned away, which I know is supposed to prevent it from being drawn from your holster as easily from behind you. But I just like the feel of a straight draw holster. And this one seems to sit fine. I don't have my good gun belt on right now, but it seems to be fine. Like I said, it's got great retention, no question about that. It seems like, and you can adjust it as well, it just seems like a really solid, rock solid quality product, to be honest. I'm going to try those other belt loops as well, which are supposed to pull it a little bit closer. And this one does sit out just a slight bit further than my Raven Concealment, but I suspect with those other belt loops it's going to sit about equally as well. So this is definitely a keeper. It sits at the right spot for me. I like the product. It seems like a really good holster. Now let me show you the second one that I got from them. Okay, so I didn't just order one holster, I ordered two holsters from Vedder. Which I really like. One thing about the company I'll mention, I have no affiliation with them at all, is they have a money-back guarantee, which I think is great. Every company should offer a money-back guarantee on a custom product like this that you don't know for sure you're going to like, and you know, it's a very personalized thing whether or not you like holsters, and they're willing to stand behind their product, and I like that. So this one was an Appendix Carry holster, which I know there's a lot of strong opinions about Appendix Carry. Some people don't feel it's safe, some people love it because you can draw the weapon much faster, it's easier to conceal. So this would be my first Appendix Carry holster. I haven't worn Appendix Carry holsters before, so it's difficult for me to judge the quality of this one versus other ones. What I will say is it's made of that same thick, sturdy Kydex. Once again, if we check it for retention and fit, you can hear it clunk in there. There's a little bit less room at the very end of this SRO optic. It just barely touches the end of the Kydex, but I don't see any interference of any sort. So I think that would be fine. It's got an adjustable belt loop here. You can loosen it up and change the angle, which is very important for an Appendix Carry. And then it's got this little push-out portion here to keep it from printing as much on the front of your pants. So all in all, it feels like a really solid product. Again, nice thick Kydex, a great fit, custom made for it. I'm going to go ahead and put it on and let you see what it looks like when I put it on. Okay, so I've gone ahead and put on the holster. One thing great about Appendix Carry is it's very easy to conceal. The front of your body like this just doesn't print as bad as when you wear something on the back or on the side, like when I carry outside the waistband. Now here where I live, I can carry open carry or I can carry concealed, and it doesn't really matter if it prints as long as I have a concealed carry permit. But nevertheless, it's nice to be able to go in and out of places and people not know that you're armed. And that's really easy to do with Appendix Carry, one of the beauties of Appendix Carry. The other thing that's really nice about it is it's very easy to draw your weapon. Now if you have a weapon, let's say that's outside the waistband and the shirt is over it or a jacket is over it, sometimes it's difficult to get the shirt up and over the gun so that you can draw it, right? And it can take you a little time to do that. Whereas with Appendix Carry, it's all very natural. If your shirt or something is hanging out, you just simply pull it up and draw the pistol and present. It's very easy to do that. And it's much quicker, which is why a lot of people like Appendix Carry. If you time it, it's probably about twice as fast as it would be trying to get it out from the side as it is coming up straight from the front. Now, there are some risks to Appendix Carry. I think the most obvious risk is that you might accidentally discharge the firearm. Maybe you have your finger on the gun when you stow it into your holster and you end up discharging and shoot yourself in the femoral artery and die. All right, that would be unfortunate. But I don't think it happens very often. I think most people who are at this point of carrying a weapon are fairly conscious of what they're doing with their hands. And so I think all in all, it's a positive. And I'm certainly going to try an Appendix Carry for a while. I've never had a negligent discharge like that. I try and be careful of where I'm placing my hands on the weapon. So anyway, I really like it. This holster in particular seems to fit well with my body. I can sit and it doesn't bother me much. It's not visible, right? If I were driving a car, you wouldn't know. You could still draw it in a car, which would be nice if you had some kind of a threat. And that's more difficult to do. Obviously, if it's on your side or on the back hip here, it can be difficult when you're sitting up against a seat. So in that way, I think it's a little bit more effective. Again, so if you can get over the discomfort, if you have a gut or something, it might be a little bit difficult to wear an Appendix Carry. Some holsters come with a magazine attached to that holster, and I really considered getting that because I love having a spare magazine. Now this VP9 has a great round count. It has 17 rounds. Put one in the chamber and you got 18 rounds at your disposal. But you can still end up with problems where you would need more rounds than that, or maybe you have some defect in the magazine and you'd like to have a spare magazine. But I did not buy that holster with the spare magazine built in. And the reason I didn't is I was afraid that when I sat down or I tried to bend down and pick something up, having both sides like that would end up being difficult to do. This gives you a little wiggle room and you can bend and move and you don't really notice it much. But I was a little worried about having that built-in magazine. Now I have another magazine carrier that I put here on the side, which has a couple of magazines in it, that when I'm going somewhere in particular where I like to be as well armed as I can be, I'll bring that with me. So anyway, this is the Vedder Appendix Carry holster. I really like it. It seems great. It's the one I'm going to use for a while, and maybe I'll do an update on the holster a little bit later and let you know what I think about it. But it seems like a very high quality product. To be honest, I was very surprised at the pricing of them. I managed to get a couple of holsters for just a little over $100. And they had some kind of discount going on right now, but they probably have that quite often. And I think it's a very good bargain for that. I've paid more than $200 for a single holster before. And so I think getting a couple holsters like this for that price is really very fair. I have no complaints about the product. I haven't used them much yet, but I just wanted to show you sort of some some options I'm looking at, you know, a conventional outside the waistband holster, and I'm sure I will use this some as well, because I do like carrying outside the waistband sometimes. And then this Appendix Carry holster, which I think is just more easily concealed and definitely quicker to present your weapon from. So anyway, that's my review of the Vedder Holsters and kind of showing off my new VP9 pistol.